In this lecture, we will cover epidemiologic applications of GIS. The lecture is narrated by Yang Yi.
There are 4 modules in this lecture. Module 2. Select and import data. In Module 2, we will first talk about different sources of shapefiles, which can also be called map datasets. Map datasets can be obtained directly from SAS, which is going to be covered in Module 2A, or from other external sources, such as census, which will be covered in Module 2B. Map datasets, or shapefiles, contain geographic coordinates, just like the longitude and latitude seen in this example. We can obtain shapefiles from both SAS and other external sources, like census. For the shapefiles from SAS, the lowest geographic level for the United States is county. The SAS shapefiles may not be updated frequently, but they are readily available in SAS, so that no import is needed when we use them. For the shapefiles downloaded from external sources, such as the census.gov website, there are more choices of geographic levels, such as zip code, census tract, block group, etc. One of the advantages of the census shapefiles is that they are updated every year. However, potential disadvantage is that some of the files can take some time to download and import, and they can be quite large. Module 2A, Map Dataset from SAS. In Module 2A, we are going to talk about the shapefile readily available from SAS. No import is necessary when we are using those shapefiles. When creating map of the United States, the lowest geographic level provided in the SAS map dataset library is county. The SAS library that contains the shapefiles is called maps. To visualize the list of existing shapefiles in that library, use the code at the bottom of this slide. Let's have a look at the SAS shapefiles. This slide shows the first 15 shapefiles of the maps library. When you need to use them, simply use maps.africa or maps.armenia. Sometimes there can be more than one files for a specific geographic area. Normally, the first shapefile contains the geographic information, and the second one is a description of the subsection of that specific area. We'll look into Australia as an example in the next slide. Now, let's see what is in a shapefile. The example we are taking here is the SAS shapefiles for Australia. By using proc contents and proc print, we can see that it contains longitude and latitude, and also a variable called ID. The variable ID can potentially be the variable to match with response datasets. We can use a proc freq to visualize the frequency of ID, and there are 8 different values from 1 to 8 included in the dataset. Here we have a printout of the maps.austral2 dataset. From previous slide, we know that there are 8 different IDs in the shapefile maps.austral. Here we can see the provinces they represent. As shown in the map on the right, there are 8 provinces in Australia, and the name of each province is listed in this dataset. The second shapefile can be ignored right now. Time for in-class exercise. Select a country anywhere in the world that starts with the letter Z. and print the first 10 observations included in the SAS shapefile for that country. Module 2B, Map Dataset from Census. For the United States, SAS provides the shapefile to county level. If we are mapping data at a lower level of geography, like mapping California at the zip code level, or mapping Nebraska at the census tract level, we need to download shapefiles from the census website. To download a shapefile from the census website, first of all, we need to go to the website www.census.gov. On the top tab, we choose Geography and select Maps and Data under that tab. After that, we choose Tiger Products on the left. And then we are going to select Tiger Line shapefiles. First, we select the year we want, and then choose Web Interface to download. As an example, we are going to download the census tract level shapefile for Nebraska. So here we are going to select the year 2016 and the layer type census tract. Then we will select the state, Nebraska, and click on Download. After downloading the shapefile, the file with extension .shp in the folder is the one that we are going to import into SAS. To import a map dataset into SAS, we'll need to use proc map import. We can see from the example that it is pretty similar to proc import. Define the path to the shapefile and gave a name to it using out equals sentence. Once the map dataset from census is imported into SAS, we can use proc print to visualize the contents of that. Here are the first 10 observations of the Nebraska map dataset on census tract level, downloaded from the census website in January 2017. We can see the variables X and Y in the box that represent the longitude and latitude of each observation. In addition, there is a variable called GeoID, which is different for each census tract. This is the variable that we'll use to merge this shapefile with the response dataset. Module 2C, Response Dataset. To create a map, we'll also need a response dataset. The response dataset is your file of interest. It can be any types of data that can be imported into SAS: CSV, XLS, STATA files, SPSS files, etc. To create the map, there has to be a geographic variable in the response dataset that will match with the geographic variable in map dataset in type and length. The variable can be state, zip, census tract, or any geographic level that you are interested in and matches with the shapefile.